зараз огляд матчу турніра Wuhan Open, в якому зіграє Марк Селбі і
in the English Open in 2018. He actually beat O'Sullivan in the semi-finals. The head-to-head between them 6-3 to O'Sullivan.
Грається другий раунд турніра, матч з 9 фреймів. На цьому турнірі грає Ронні Саліван, Стів Робертсон, Елі Картер, Джек Браун, Марк Джой, Джек Джонс, Марк Аллен, Жан Ада, Бен Мертенс, Кріс Волкен, Стюарт Біхам.
So this is the second round matches for a place in the last 32, and the winner will play Pang Zhengzhu, who in fact O'Sullivan played at the Crucible in round 1 last season.
Так, початок першого фрейму.
Day 2 of the Wuhan Open, the evening session about to get underway. Ronnie O'Sullivan against Mark Davis for a place in the last 32. O'Sullivan beat Ken Doherty 5-1 last night. Mark Davis played his match in the qualifying section back in the UK, beat Liam Graham, one of the new pros from the UK,
5-1.
Yeah, Mark Davis, he lost 10-9 on the black in the final qualifying round of the World Championship to Joe Perry, and actually missed the pink for victory. And everyone thought he'd been relegated from the tour because he dropped out of the top 64. But then just a few weeks later, because of the Chinese players suspended, a few more places were made available, and he was one of them. So he got an unexpected phone call, and what a bonus to continue his career, which began on the tour in 1991. And he's first in here, Nil.
Yes, I was thinking just about that match a few minutes ago, where he thought maybe his career was over. But anyway, here he is. He's still a decent player. Head-to-heads of 6-3 suggest he has got a chance. I do remember that English Open match. Ronnie had been involved in a bit of controversy in the match before. With his win, there was a foul shot that he hadn't seen, and I don't know whether it sort of in any way impacted his feelings for the event in the next round. He was soundly beaten by Davis. Today's a very different ball game, though. Hits the pink on that shot.
Referee Zheng Weili in place in the white. Yeah, just the postscript to the defeat to Joe Perry and everything that happened. It affected Joe Perry, I think, because he's good friends with Mark Davis, and obviously couldn't really celebrate, you know, a great win as he would have liked to have, out of respect. And then, of course, he got to the Crucible. His first round match was very quickly disturbed by the protest, so that session was cancelled. He had to come back eventually on a Thursday morning, 9:30, and lost from 7-2 up. So it was kind of weird in the end how the fortunes of the two changed over.
Yeah, and Joe Perry has not played well this season. I mean, I still think he's a terrific player. The winner of the Welsh Open time before last, but this season's form for Joe has not been very good. Whether any of that is linked in with it, I'm not sure. No doubt he'll be back playing well, because players of this vintage, Mark Davis and Joe Perry, known each other an awfully long time, and they know how to play the game still. It's a tough game from here, and I was just looking through the draw, and obviously Ding's on the other table, but he's not in the other half of the draw. He's quite close to O'Sullivan in this, should he progress. Anyway, he's played a poor shot there.
Mark Davis unable to capitalise. Just to say, Judd Trump will play tomorrow. It's been confirmed he'll play 2 matches as long as he wins the first one. So he'll play Oliver Lyons in the morning session, and then if he wins that, he'll play Matt Selt in the evening session. Obviously, the same applies for Oliver Lyons. If he were to be successful, he'd have to play again at night.
Terrific opening red. The bunch slightly protected by that red directly above the black, just away from them. Hit that red into them. And that's kind of why he lost the cue ball. It's got a red out, but was, for once, a fairly timid attempt to break them. Didn't like the way the bunch was shaped, I think. So a tough shot to keep it going here. I mean, he's a terrific rest player, but you don't see him use it much because he plays some shots left-handed. It's a very well-struck shot, that last one. He looked uncomfortable on that shot. He was stretching and his backswing was not full length.
Mark Davis has also qualified for the International Championship, which is coming up in a few weeks. Beat Rod Lawler in qualifying. Won 2 matches at the English Open, 1 at the European Masters, so it's been a solid start so far to the campaign. Oh, but that will not please him catching the knuckle. If he's got away with this, he's been lucky.
Yeah, quite delicate shot, but it's put him straight in. It's nothing more infuriating than hitting the jaws of the middle pocket and the cue ball comes towards the reds on a safety shot. But as I've always said, it's not really unlucky. It's a misjudgment to allow it to happen. He's finished a little bit in between there. He's not. I'd suspect he played further down the table on the left-hand red, which he's now covered behind the pink on. Cuba running a little more out of control than you do usually expect with O'Sullivan. Sometimes he just seems to put his cue through the ball and a lot of them go in and he doesn't have that same precision, but he's got other ways of winning. Tough shot this. Cueing down on the ball, but he made it look easy. That's a terrific shot. That is a very key shot which could easily allow him to take the reds in the middle of the table and gives him a great chance of winning the first frame.
Yeah, he looks very switched on again, as he did yesterday, as he did in Shanghai. I mean, he said prior to the season that China was going to be his focus, and he's won the first event here a few weeks ago, and he's already made a good start to the second one. Difference is, of course, this is a ranking tournament, so that will help if he does well in this event on the one-year ranking for the Players Series. He's still the official world number 1. Luca Brecel, of course, withdrew from this tournament. Mark Allen could still overtake him, but he'd have to win the tournament to do that.
Yeah, potting this red now is going to take him into a substantial lead. Red above it as well. He will need one other red following the 2 in open play. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was on it perfectly. The shot before was not as good as you'd expect from him. I don't think he could see an awful lot of the red, maybe perhaps not enough for the natural potting angle. So is there a way back into the frame for Mark Davis? It's a tough table. So this would be the kind of start he needs, Mark Davis, to steal a frame. He's always been a very solid, reliable player. I know that's not always a compliment when you say someone's a solid player, but, you know, he doesn't usually miss something easy. It was a surprise he missed that ball. And under the pressure he was under against Joe Perry, it was a pink into the bottom left pocket from just above where that red is on the right cushion. And that's the reason he fell off the tour, and as Dave explained, he got back on through suspensions. But if he's going to win this frame, obviously the blue is a little awkward where it is, but not much else. And now he's taken a low value colour with that red. He will definitely need all of the remaining colours to win, including the black. There was a scenario he could have potted a high value colour and only needed up to the pink, but that's not the case here. I think he was in two minds there. He got a little greedy. I think he tried to get the blue out when he could have easily just played on the green and gone from brown to blue. I think he made the wrong choice. I suppose in hindsight it's easy to say that. But he definitely was trying to remove the blue. And in doing so, he didn't do that or get on the green very nicely. So he'd be annoyed that he didn't take it further, that break. That was a real chance.
So a little battle coming up on this green. There's a lot of tablecraft in evidence here. Mark Davis has been a pro 32 years, O'Sullivan 31.
It's a containing shot, but I'm not sure about it because O'Sullivan could get him into trouble here. Well, he's not snookered, Mark Davis, so it could have been worse. I expected him to be snookered, though. Almost the carbon copy shot from the other end. Surely this is keeping the opposite ball safe, but it would lead to him put in bother the next shot, I would say. Again, he's not quite got there. Just if you play a containing shot, you have to be prepared that your next shot can be a lot more troublesome on occasions. You've stopped it for one from leaving something. Seems happy all day to play these shots, which is all well and good. The moment he's keeping O'Sullivan out.
Yeah, it's a frame that both feel maybe they should have won. O'Sullivan had 2 chances. The second was a really good one, just lost position. Ideal position, missed that red, and then of course Mark Davis trying to get the blue out off the yellow, lost his way on the green, attempting the clearance. It feels in a way, I guess, a bigger frame for Mark, because if he wins it, he's on the scoreboard, he's got a foothold. If he loses it, danger is O'Sullivan in about 20 minutes. It'll be 3-0 up or something. That can happen. It happened yesterday with match with Ken Doherty. Well, he's got him this time.
Just thinking that O'Sullivan, for all of that he's achieved, has never been the greatest exponent of winning these tight frames on the colours where both players have shots. You know, he can lose these, and we'll see if he can win this one. But as Dave said, you know, he's had his opportunities already a couple of times to put the frame away, which he hasn't taken. There's an example of what I'm saying. It's not a very good shot to leave that green potable. I think the in-off was a slight concern from there. Now, the concern is that he's likely to go 1-0 down. The lead is not many. He needs green, brown and blue. O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that's what's changed with the foul. He now needs that blue.
Well, this was the point. I mean, Mark Davis tried to get the blue out, but, you know, O'Sullivan might just play on the blue rather than try and remove it. We'll see how he gets on with it. I think Mark could have played that shot from brown to blue, not tried to get it out when he was only on the yellow. It kind of complicated matters a bit. And ultimately, it has cost him the frame.
Yeah, I mean, his face was a picture, wasn't it, when he missed the green and stuck it. Looked absolutely dejected because he had a golden chance prior to that, of course, to win the frame. Another chance on the green. O'Sullivan taking no risks here, playing the snooker, but Mark Davis needs 2. He's surely seen enough. So an interesting start. Mark Davis definitely had his chances there, but it is Ronnie O'Sullivan